order. Could I get a motion to approve for Kate to participate via phone? Thank you, Betty. Could I get a second? Thank you, Junior. All those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, welcome, Kate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. First, I need to get a motion for approval of the November 29th minutes. Are you on our committee? This is ops. I'll take Betty. How about a second? Second? Junior? Okay. Any corrections or additions? Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please state aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? All right. Minutes approved. Next, we have informational items, our PCAPs. Actually, I'm going to go in reverse of this just because once Becky gets up there, she's going to be up there for the rest of the day. So I'm going to skip Becky and I'm going to go to the workforce report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You'll find the workforce report in your packet. This is for the month ending November 30th of 21. Top third, as always, shows applicants and hires. Just as a reminder, just because someone was hired in November, that doesn't mean the vacancy was created in the month of November. As we just heard in the last committee meeting from the public defender, as one example, it can take several months to actually successfully get someone hired into a position. Middle third of the page talks about the demographics of our current workforce. And then bottom third talks about separations. And in November of 2021, Health Department, State's Attorney, and Sheriff's Office had the largest number of separations. Health Department was at 3, State's Attorney and Sheriff were at 2, respectively. Happy to answer any questions or for the committee.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. Next, we have an informational item on probation and court services pilot employee referral bonus program. All right.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
My name is Ryan Breedlove from the Juvenile Detention Center, and today I just want to provide you some information on our current employee retention recruitment referral bonus program that we use in
do you mind just getting closer to the mic?
Okay.
Thank
sure.
you.
So our current process now for our detention recruitment program, and just to go back a few years, this is pre-COVID, the detention center realized in 2015 we had a significant need for diversity recruitment and retention. So we worked in collaboration with county administration. We had some meetings, and I will say Angela and or Shauna would attend the meetings. In 2017, we developed this employee referral program. It's a bonus program, referral bonus program. And what it does is we know that research shows that when an employee, currently employee probation or detention, refers a candidate and we hire that candidate, they stay with our departments longer and they're more cost-effective recruit. So we developed this program. I believe they had a similar program in Headington Oaks. And the current process is if you refer somebody and that employee is hired, the person referring them will receive $250. If they stay all the way up to a full year, that the person that referred them receives another $250. So this is information only today. I just wanted to share it's successful. I do have some numbers since 2017 when this program started. Looks like we've had 47 referrals, 13 of which received the full bonus, and a handful of them still are working for court services. So again, I'm bringing that to you today just for information purposes. There's no recommendation at this time. And I just want to know that possibly when working with county administration, they may recommend in the future that the board authorize the expansion of this program into a pilot program to possibly include all county employees rather than just detention and probation.
Thank you. Scott, did you have anything to add?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman, other than to say this is a really good program that the courts and the JDC have initiated. They've obviously, from Mr. Breedlove's comments, seen some success, and they're looking to try and expand the pool from which they can recruit from. And I think, based on how the pilot goes, this is something that we could replicate across the entire organization.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing this to us. I know as an organization, we're seeing issues with recruitment and retention. I know the sheriff's office is seeing that dramatically. So anything that employees or other departments can bring to us to help us with that, we greatly appreciate. So thank you. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next it's Becky's turn to be up here for the rest of the day. Hello.
Hi.
All right, what do you have for anything for Becky for her PCAPS report? Or anything noteworthy?
I have nothing to add, no.
No? Okay, well, we will jump right into the resolutions then. The first resolution is one of the Becky's becoming really good at, is another grant award. This is from the Best Friends Animal Society. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that one? Oh, I need a motion though. Thank you, Betty. Can I get a second? Steve? Okay.
All right, this is a $28,402 grant that was solicited on behalf of canine enrichment programs, as well as some improvements that can be done to our adoption dog kennels. If you'll remember, a few years back, we implemented a shift gate to some of our kennels on the non-public areas of our building. And we'd like to do the same in our adoption kennels. In the adoption kennels, it's less of a safety issue because we know they're well behaved, they're mannerly dogs. However, it's more of a housing enrichment issue. So 2 kennels become 1 when we have the space for the dogs, and it's better for them behaviorally. The other portion of this grant is to enlist a group called Dogs Playing for Life to come to the PCAPS facility and host some training in regards to dog play groups. So teaching our team the details of dog behaviors and body language and things of that nature to help us better implement dog play groups, whereby then we can, on a daily basis, put our dogs into play groups, learn more about them, and help kind of with their behavioral health by letting them expend that energy with other dogs.
Does that make them more adoptable then also?
It does, absolutely, and more susceptible to transfer to other agencies because we have more information about how well they do with other animals.
Nice. Any questions about this grant? Okay, all those in favor, please state aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you. The next is another grant from the Bissell Pet Foundation. Can I get a motion? Thank you, Junior. Second? Thank you, Steve. Okay.
All right, this is a $5,000 award awarded for our current spay neuter programs for felines in the community. Cats owned by community members. We have a pay what you can afford low cost spay neuter program working in tandem with the Peoria County Vet Association. This $5,000 will help fund that program that's already in existence.
Nice. And then is it the vets? Who is it that recommends somebody to qualify for this program?
We have, this program is open to any Peoria County resident.
And then how would they inquire about it? So if there's somebody who's watching, how do they inquire about it?
Absolutely. They can just call the shelter. Depending on when our next dates are going to be, which we don't have quite yet, we'll open up the enrollment. Typically, this program is well sought after. It's pay what you can afford to have a Peoria County feline, spayed or neutered. And we usually have a line out the door when we open the enrollment for it. So typically, we open it on about the first of the month. People sign up for 1 or 2 dates during the month, and we'll cap it at once the enrollment is full.
Okay.
So they can call us at the shelter for more information.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, all those in favor of this grant, please state aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Becky. Next is a resolution regarding the Peoria County Veterinary Medical Association contract extension. Could I get a motion, please? Thank you, Betty. In a second. Junior? Okay.
All right, so the agreement with PCAPS and the Peoria County Veterinary Medical Association ended at the end of 2021. We are currently in discussion and finalizing some of the language around the upcoming agreement. We have negotiated a rate, which of course will increase, and we're just kind of going through the final language on the contract at this time.
Is the rate increase going to affect your operations or budget much?
It is, which leads us to the the next resolution.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Becky? All right. All those in favor of the contract extension, please state aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And last is the additional appropriation to PCAPS fund. Can I get a motion, please? Thank you, Betty. Could I get a second? Thank you, Junior. Okay.
All right, so the contract with the Peoria County Veterinary Medical Association has a few components to it. The first component is to act as the veterinary administrator of the program, and that's a state statute, a mandate. And so that part, we were able to kind of foresee an increase there and budget for that. There is also then the component of the work that they do for us in the way of spay neuter surgeries. And that's where we've taken the highest increase that we were not able to get into the budget in time, knowing what that increase would be. The impact is actually $20,000, but thanks to the $5,000 grant, I kind of saw into the future, saw this coming. We were only able to, we were only under about $15,000 on the impact. So it's going to be about a $15,000 impact to the budget regarding animal medical care.
This would be a transfer of funds from your reserve, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Becky? No? Okay. All those in favor of the additional appropriation, please state aye. Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Next, we have a review of executive session minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is the recommendation of the state's attorney's office that all previously held minutes continue to be held, as the need for confidentiality does still exist, but to destroy executive session audio recordings that are more than 2 years old, unless, of course, they deal with pending litigation. Those would be retained.
Okay. Can I get a motion to accept this recommendation? Steve, second. All right, Betty. All those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Kate? You still there, Kate?
Sorry, aye.
Okay, thank you. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Next, we're on to miscellaneous. Does anybody have anything for miscellaneous? I just have one thing. Linda couldn't be here today, but she was asking if we could just get an update on the letters, the benefit letters that they're working on, Angela and Shauna and Linda.
Sure. We have been working with Linda to draft a kind of a one-page memo that will go to all employees at the end of this month or early in February that basically will tell employees, here is what your actual compensation was in 2021. That letter will include any wages, overtime, health insurance, premium paid by the employer, and a number of other things. So we have a final draft that we're just putting the final edits on. Payroll is finishing up, obviously, the end of year things with W-2s and some of the other statutorily required functions that they have. And as soon as they are done with those, then we're going to get the final list from them. And then we'll work on the mail merge to get that out here later this month or early next month. So we're very, very close to getting that done, and just really appreciate Linda's leadership and flexibility with that.
Great, thank you. And then one last thing, I guess it was brought to my attention, I understand that COVID has hit us pretty hard as an organization, our employee infected rate. Can you just make a couple comments about that?
Sure. We, in HR, we track for timesheet purposes and, you know, health and FMLA purposes, COVID positives, who's working from home, who's been a close contact. So when we went back and looked at December 3rd through January 3rd, we looked at that 30-day period for 2020 to 2021. Our numbers basically kind of at a high level are as follows. The close contacts, we have 11 that were considered a close contact compared to 27 the year before. For symptoms, it was roughly the same, around 19. Work from home, again, we're roughly the same, 5 or 6, and that may be somebody that was potentially positive but asymptomatic, and so they worked from home if they were allowed to do that, or maybe they were a close contact and worked from home during their quarantine period. And then our largest spike was in the number of positives. In 2020 December, we had 7. In that same time period this year, we had 55. Of that, 40 of those were either at the bulk of those were at the jail, with 36 and then another 4 at JDC. So we had 40 between the jail and JDC of the 55, and then the rest were just 1 or 2 scattered in some of the departments. That 55 does include Officer Passy, who passed away as a correctional officer, but I'm happy to answer any questions or talk in more specifics offline if anybody has specific questions.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Shauna? I know it's been challenging and it's going to continue to be challenging. As people were already understaffed in certain areas, especially at the jail, and as people get sick, it's more taxing on our employees. So I hope they know that we're thinking about them, and hopefully we'll get through this, come out the other end someday soon. All right. If there isn't anything else, we're adjourned. Thank you.